Hello, welcome back. This is the penultimate video for the Baltic village map. So after tomorrow, that will be the end of my Let's Plays on this map, but then it means we'll be moving on to the next one, and I'll reveal that sometime next week. So anyway, we better crack on with today's video, and we're not going to go too far, just to this field here. And we're going to do a little bit of mowing, because I need to get some bales done, some hay bales. So yeah, first things first, let's get this thing unfolded. And yeah, this field can be cut, just making sure I haven't done it already. And we don't need to do it all, because I literally only need about 3 bales. So all of this field would be crazy. I'm just going to do a tiny bit of it, just enough to get a few bales out of it. And then we can get the feed mix going, which is what I've been wanting to do for quite a long time. Because we obviously need to feed our cows, and I've now got the silage, I've now got the straw, and this is our hay. At least it's going to be. So what I'm going to do is just go level with the mud pit over there, and then just go back, do a few runs, and then get the tedder out, and swath it all up, and then of course bale it. So very simple, not got too much today really to do. So once this bit's done, we'll get the feed mixer going and then go from there. It really does make a big difference using this mower. It's so much wider than just that front one on its own, or the front one and that little side one. I much prefer using this. Just makes everything a lot quicker. But like I said yesterday, I do like to use the smaller equipment as well, but if you've got a big map, I like to use the bigger machinery. I'm hoping that the next map I do will have smaller fields with more detail. That's the kind of farm which I like to play on really, but I do like to do the large fields as well, because then you can do a really good big harvest with big machinery, which is something I like to do, but not all the time. But this should be more than enough hay for the few bales that I need. Right, so while that's drying off in the sun, we'll go and take all this stuff back, go and get that tedder, and get the grass all turned over. Just fold all this up. Right. So this is probably going to not take too long at all, because of all the massive equipment that I've got, and it's such a small area to do. I washed the tractor just before this video. It was in desperate need of it. It was very, very mucky. So now I just need to go and find my tedder. I think I dumped it outside somewhere, along with everything else. I have cleared all this up once, but it's all accumulated again. I'll have to clear it all up again, I think. Right. Get that tedder on the back then, and head back to the field. I've got to give this plenty of space to unfold. It's quite a wide thing. Of course you'll know that if you watched my previous videos, or if you've used it in game. No doubt you have, because it's obviously standard. But let's get this all turned over. Turn that beacon off. One thing's for sure, is this definitely makes short work of doing the tethering. Fantastic for the larger fields. But definitely not something I'd want to be using in a small field. It's crazy. Okay, so that's all done. Let's move on and go and get the windrower. I'm trying to make short work of all this because I would like to do some work with the cows, doing all the feed and everything, and I've already done all the hay work on this map, so I didn't really want to repeat myself too much. So that's why I'm trying to blitz through all of this. I'm guessing we can actually go across here because this is where all of our equipment is. And this is staying outside as usual. And I think the windrower is in this shed as well. I tend to just dump everything in here. Yes, it is. With the front weight in the way, that's weird. Why is that there? Oh, it's facing the wrong way too. Can't get it. Oh. I've got that, but it's probably going to get stuck on it. Yeah. There we go. That's freed it. Okay, let's go and head back to the field once again. So hopefully you've enjoyed this map. Of course, we've got one more video left to do on this map before the end. As usual, the download link is below. It's always in the description. So hopefully you've downloaded it and given it a go. I'm not sure if there's been any updates to it since I downloaded it. There may have been a small one. But of course you can keep up to date on all of the Farming Simulator mod sites, whichever one you prefer. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out for any new additions to this map, as I'm sure they'll all be fantastic. But yeah, sadly we'll be coming to an end on the video series for it tomorrow, so that'll be the last part. I always do 10 parts unless it is a really special map, which I might just about creep over to a few more parts than 10, but I've not yet done that, so it would really have to be a good map to do that. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. I certainly have, and it's definitely different. It's probably got the biggest fields out of all the maps I've done, but that's not a bad thing. It's certainly got the longest fields, but that makes hiring a worker easier because it can literally just keep going straight for ages, and then when it finally gets to the end it can turn around. But I think this windrowing is going to take a bit longer than before, or a bit longer than tethering, because it's not as big a machine. So yeah, I'll crack on with this, and then once we've done this I'll go and get the baler, get it all baled up. I don't think we'll get many bales out of it, probably about 2 or 3, but that's all I need. Just enough to stick in that feed mixer so I can give the cows some high productivity feed, which is what I'm always looking to do. So yeah, let's crack on. Right, now for the baler. Last but not least. Change of tractor. Thought I'd put it on the New Holland. More fun to drive. Prefer this tractor. Right, okay, let's get this thing warmed up. Let's get it going. Oh, 99%. Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? I remember that from the last field we did. Had to squeeze a load in there and couldn't get it in. That's one bale already then. Well, we're going to get more than I thought then. Still don't think we'll get much, but it's one more bale than I did think. So we might just about get 3 or 4. Let's get those beacons turned off. Don't want the one in the field. Don't know who we're trying to warn. Right. So yeah, like I said, part 10 is tomorrow, obviously, but after that there'll be like a transition between this map and the next map, and I'm beginning a new series which some of you probably won't be interested in, But those of you who are, then that's great. Please stay tuned. And that is on Tuesdays now. There won't be Farming Simulator on Tuesdays anymore. But there will be all the other days of the week, including the weekend. So do not worry. There'll be plenty of Farming Simulator out there. 6 out of the 7 days of the week will be Farm Sim. But yeah, Tuesdays will now be Train Sim Tuesday. So any fans of Train Simulator, that's what you're going to get on a Tuesday. I can't say how long that's going to last for, but certainly for probably next month at least, Tuesdays will be taken over by Train Simulator. And I thought Tuesday, because it's Train Sim, and Tuesday begins with a T, and so does Train Simulator, so that's why Train Simulator is on a Tuesday, and not any other day of the week. I guess it could have been Thursday, but it's just Tuesday. That's just the day I've chosen. So hopefully you are interested in that, but if not, then like I say, please do stay tuned, because all the other days of the week will still be Farming Simulator. And of course, depending on how popular those videos are, will also influence how long I do the video series for. So, can't say yet, but it's just something I'm going to try out. I'm going to try out a bit of Train Simulator. And I think most of the scenarios I do will be UK based. So most likely in England. So if you're not from England, then I guess it would probably still interest you, because you can see what areas are like, what areas look like, but probably not quite so much if you haven't actually visited that place. But yeah, I thought I'd just let you know what's happening on Tuesdays for the next month or two, and obviously the rest of the week, which will definitely be Farming Simulator. Oh, overshot. But yeah, we've actually done quite well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bales. Wow, that is amazing. That's way more than I needed. I think if we've got an auto stacker, I think I did buy one, then I'll use that, because the loader will be a bit slower, and I just wanted to get through this process so we can crack on with the cows. But yeah, almost done. It's got this little bit left to do. Hopefully we can get 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I don't think we will get 8. We'll get 7. Still not too bad. It just won't fill the auto stacker, that's all. Ooh, a little bit more. I haven't done too much in the way of square bales, and the reason for that is because they're quite hard to fit into the bale shredder. The round ones definitely go in a lot easier, so that's why I do round bales. Yeah, I think I probably will just stick with round bales, but if anyone is desperate that I do square bales, then yeah, I will, but I'm really not too bothered about doing those. I quite like doing these. They're definitely easier to handle. So this should take 8, but I think we've only got 7, so it's definitely not going to fill it. But that really is not an issue. There's that mud hole again. It's not actually that deep, that one. Just dip its toes in there. You see? That's not the deep one. The one which is really deep is the one which we drilled. Just over... where is it? Over there. Where that stack of bales is. That is one deep mud hole. It's half the depth. Or at least half the height of the tractor is the depth of that mud hole. That's how deep it is. Anyway, that's 6 bales, one more, that's going to make 7. Okay, right, off we go. Let's go and stack these with our other bales. Where to put it, that's the question. Probably just stick it on the end here. There we have our straw, our silage, and our hay. All lovely lined up. Okay, drop that off there. Drive away. And we need to go and get the mixer, which is our self-propelled mixer, which I haven't even used in this map yet. So definitely going to get that used before the end. Here's my whole array of different machines which I've just dumped out here. It's not looking too good in here either. Look at the baler. Look at the mixer. What a mess. Actually, that reminds me, how is our silage doing from yesterday? That should be almost done. It's still clamped over. How much longer? Oh, 30%? Well, I could wait, but we have actually got some silage, so I think we'll probably just use that. If we ever do any more, then I know I've got a whole clamp of it there, so that's okay. So I'll just put those silage bales in, I think, for today, and hopefully get a fairly even mix. As long as we can get our cow productivity up, then that would be great. Right, let's jump into the loader then and begin. That reminds me, course play needs to be adjusted. Open course play. There we go. Left control and delete. Yep, that doesn't mess up the loader now. Okay, one bale of each it's going to be, to begin with. Get this bale from the top. Oh, look at it mixing. So that's our freshly done hay. Now we have to do our silage. Still getting used to these mouse controls. You'd hope the wrapping would be taken off first, wouldn't you? Not today. Just mix the lot in. And finally, our final ingredient is the straw. The straw which I'm knocking over. Right. That is probably going to fill it. 3 bales, to be honest, is probably the capacity of this. Hey, it's driving off. Oh. What? It's driving away when I go close to it. How weird. Oh well. I guess someone has to tend to its handbrake. Clearly, a bit of poor maintenance going on there. I have seen that before in this game. Things do like to roll away from you. You have to keep an eye on your equipment. Anyway, yes, it's 100% full, so 3 bales is our limit. Now I've got to get it in here. Quite a large machine to get in there. And which is our unloading side is here. So we should be able to squeeze up to the barrier. And what's unload? Q. Here he comes. Oh, it looks like poo. I think I prefer to eat the stuff which is already in there, to be honest. Probably still full of nutrition. I'm guessing it's the silage which made it that colour. Might need a bit more. I think we'll put a bit more in. We may as well. We've got the ingredients. Right, one more load. and then that's our cows fed, and hopefully our productivity will be up. I forgot to look what it was at before we started. It's on 100% now though, since we fed them, so that's clearly done the job. But let's start with our silage this time. I need to get my stopping distances worked out. Silage. And now for the straw. Now I seriously doubt it's going to take all of this load. It looked to be fairly full, but we can leave it in there for next time if we ever need to feed them. Well, we will have to feed them again, but if we have to feed them again in this series. Oh, almost missed. And finally, our hay. Managed to do it without knocking it over. Ooh. Okay. That's enough fun for one day. Let's go and unload it. And yeah, I don't think it's going to fill it, to be honest. It looks fairly full anyway, that trough. So it's probably just going to put a few percent in. Look at that. That's that even mix ratio, because we did 3 bales. They're all the same. Right. How much will you take? Taking quite a bit. If we don't get stuck. It's taken the whole tank. Wow, these cows must be hungry. Well, I don't think we'll do another one. That's just greedy. We'll put this away. And I haven't actually got anything else lined up for today. Being since we're coming to the end of the map series. So yeah. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.